Oh, it's your world. I ain't nothing but a squirrel trying to get a nut. Just jealous of everybody that's headed out on that boblo boat. It is the perfect weather, the perfect time to enjoy a few snacks. Oh man, I wish I was joining you with a little cheese and crackers, a little can-I wine, a little Ria Meaty on ice, some Harvey Bristol cream. But let's do this only on
The Quad. You are listening to The Quad.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is in your hood. Thank you for tuning into The Quad. I am absolutely Adia.
And I'm your girl, Ashli Nicole.
And I am the Franchize.
My name is Chris. What's up, everybody? What's happening? My name is Chris, and this is The Quad.
This is The Quad.
Quad Podcast.
The Quad Podcast YouTube channel. But yeah, man, I'm excited for what we're gonna bring to the table. I'm glad to be working with, these great, incredible, beautiful, intellectual people.
Thank you.
We most definitely is gonna bring a lot of things to the table: intellectual thought, conversation, feelings, cries, heated discussions. Most definitely active in the community. We got some things that's coming up, running up in our thought pattern right now. So the squad is really going to be bringing meaningful, fun conversations, ideas, actions, to create empowerment, through people, not just, our people, most definitely our people, but everybody, man, just to bring that uncomfortable, thoughtful, meaningful conversations through all news platforms from our networks, man. I mean, if we're really inspired, before we expire. That's one of, I guess, my motto. I hope my team is feeling that. If you're not making somebody else's life better, man, then, right now you're wasting your time if you're not doing that every day, like, seriously.
Agreed.
But the mission is to bring amazing conversational community entertainment, action building solutions, for our people, man. So, yeah, man, let's get this cracking, man. Let's get this popping, man. Let's go. Let's get this, on the road. Let's make things happen, man. I mean,
He said it like y'all about to get in the car. And
Like we finna go. Where we going, Chris?
You got some special effects.
Lord.
You got an address for the GPS? Let's go.
you got special effects, right? We're going to try to plug that in. All right, cool.
Please don't give him any buttons to press.
We don't need, hand
Nod your
clappers.
head, yes.
And the hand claps. We need the hand claps, yeah.
But this is Adia. I got into entertainment. Well, I've been working in entertainment for the past 10 plus years. I interned at Rap a Lot when I was still at Tulane, and I was doing a little bit of everything in the PR. And I got the idea that I could do all that stuff for myself and start my own business and make money and not be interning for free.
Nice.
And yeah, my first year was just all word of mouth, and I made 20 racks. And I was like,
Right.
I like it.
So, graduated, started working for myself. I've had a modeling agency, a hip hop magazine, serial entrepreneur, basically. Done a lot of radio interviews and lots of magazine interviews as editor-in-chief. So I'm still doing a little bit of PR and consulting with a lot of independent artists and small business owners. And now I'm here with the Quad.
With the Quad.
Yes, the woman with the credentials.
Yeah.
Respectability.
Me and Dia go way back, man. I mean, like Tulane days, and then seeing her magazines, just the interviews, her getting involved with music, man. That's not the one. That's not the reason. I really wanted you to do this with us. The real reason is because you bring that funk, that strongness, that will, that drive. I seen you do it. Seen you do it.
Tissue. We need some tissue. Where's the Kleenex?
I know you got that drive to most definitely keep things focused and to keep us going. So that's my main reason, because you got that like that extra
Yeah, that
1, 2.
when I don't like it, just sending text and cursing you out.
Yeah,
Get this
I
shit
know, right?
together.
Yeah, I know, right?
yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
No,
But I
thank
love
you,
it,
though.
though.
I
Seriously,
really
I
appreciate
really.
it.
And you know, we go way back. I mean, we go way back. So.
Well, they go way back. We go way back to last year
Yeah,
in September.
Right,
So I met Chris at a community clothes drive for the victims of Hurricane Harvey.
You met before that.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
We met that night, and I saw you the
I
next day.
thought I thought we met before that.
No, we met that
Chris,
night.
you know you don't argue with
I
females.
found
Classic
yeah,
pull your
yeah.
line.
Right.
Did I meet you before?
No,
Nigga.
No, you didn't see me.
No.
You probably seen a twin or something, but it
We
wasn't
all
me.
got one, right?
Yes. But no, met Chris at the clothes drive. Like I said, he invited me out to bring my son to one of the many projects that he's a part of. My Brother's Keeper, a mentor for young guys. And from there, I brought my son. My son enjoyed it. Chris hooked him up with some books, and we've been in communication ever since then. Yeah.
Like you be busy, I be busy. So
All
it's
the
be like-
time.
it's like, yeah, what you doing? No, I can't come. All right, next time.
And it don't mean on purpose, but
you busy,
schedules
busy.
collide
Yeah,
sometimes. It be that way.
Yeah.
But no, me overall, my experience in radio broadcasting started with me managing a gospel group, JJDW, Joe Johnson and Divine Worship. We were actually at Fishbowl Radio Network. You guys know about that in Arlington. Shout out to Joey. I love y'all. But no, so my experience with this is really like jumping in head on, not really knowing the background of it, but just having fun because I'm a people person. I bring that fun personality. I'm going to make you laugh, whether you want to or not. That's just, my personality. Overall, my individual self, I'm all about community outreach. I'm all about mentoring. Actually working on my nonprofit organization right now, DKoPP, different kind of purposeful potential, and I will be doing.
My daughters are in that.
Yes, they're my dolls. Yes, they are, and that's how I met the lovely, absolutely Adia. I had put a post up on Facebook.
Small world.
She saw it, was tagged in. She immediately had her girls to come out, and they fell in love. I had to break the ice a little bit with Missouri, but that's my baby. And as you can see, I'm growing a bond with everyone. Franchize, so smooth.
In the building.
Yes.
Mr. Franchize.
It's all good when you meet
He need
people.
like his own little. Now he need a little womp womp like
Hold on. Yeah, I do need a horn or
come in
something.
on it.
But no, I've done multiple fashion shows, fashion show coordinator, model recruiting, event planning. Also started Higher Grounds. We had our official launch last night. Shout out to the entrepreneur mixer we had last night. So going forward, just building in the community. I am the youngest of the quad.
Yeah.
So I gotta keep the spunk alive here. Gotta keep it alive. But I'm definitely happy. You guys learn more about us as we go on. But I'm happy to be in the room.
Yeah.
Yes, we thank you most definitely.
Coming up last on the mic is the franchise. So I don't have any experience. Actually, I'll tell you like this. I met these guys about a month ago, maybe.
Right.
About a month ago, but I really like the energy and I really like the vision of what they're trying to do. And I want to be a part of it. Of course, we kind of know each other through Roberts Media Group. Anthony Roberts, The Reality Is a podcast. But I'm kind of like a serial podcaster, because I like to talk.
Not mad at that, right?
That's like the prerequisite. You gotta enjoy speaking, and I do like to talk. So I've been on podcasts up at the Fishbowl with LCS Counseling with LaToya Smith. I've also been with The Reality Is several times. I kind of, other than Artesia, I kind of named myself the co-host of that. You know what I'm saying? The honorary co-host.
Right.
Sure, she's gonna like that part.
Yeah. No, Artesia is the co-host. I'm the honorary co-host.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I rock with
getting your
that.
Bill Cosby on.
Yeah,
Right.
I rock
Wait,
with that.
pause. No, go ahead.
So but that's a little bit about what I do. I mean, I'm in my field. I got a business that I'm sure we're gonna get into eventually. But I really enjoy the conversations that we had about the vision of the podcast, what we're trying to do with the community, what we're trying to bring to the people, entertainment, sports, hip hop. I love music. That I love music. And I love to get involved with positive things and positive people. That's why I'm here. God damn it.
Yeah, that's why we linked up.
What's up?
But,
What's up?
Oh yeah, it's my turn, right? Yeah,
Oh,
let me
gosh.
stop.
Oh, it's
I'm
my
playing.
part?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it's my part.
Pause.
No, I'm playing. Nah, man. My name's Christopher Pitre. I don't mind putting my whole name out there. I ain't got nothing to hide because I will say some thought-provoking
What
things.
you trying to say, man?
No, nothing.
Just because I'm running from the people, don't
Right.
mean
You gotta run to him.
throw it out there.
Yeah, I ain't got. Yeah, I barely got a parking ticket in my name. I'm one of the. Yeah, so 32 years old, man. I'm from New Orleans, living in Dallas. Getting my master's degree in education. Went to Tulane with Adia.
Shout out to
Tulane. Yeah, shout out to Tulane. Man, life has just been up and down roller coaster, I guess, for everybody, man. I mean, just for me in general, as far as like finding my way, trying to find my niche. I wanted to go to law school, didn't really get there. Well, I got there, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna fail this. I can't do this. But I still love law. I still, watch Law and Order, but we're just really not law. But
I was about to say, I hate to break your bubble.
Is that
but
the prerequisite? Because
you don't put that on
there.
Don't put that on the
okay.
Law application. They
It's
will
my
deny
graduation.
I watch Law and Order.
Yeah, I watched. Yeah,
We walking in
I watched
stages.
all of them.
Okay, faithfully.
They will not accept you if you do that. So trust me, it happened to me. I put Law and Order on the application like a dummy, and that was they.
Wait,
they-
is this a real
This
story?
is the truth.
We thought you was
Nah,
joking.
Oh
I was-
my God.
I was joking in that, but yeah, so I decided.
No.
I just decided to keep telling the truth. But
No,
yeah, I
what?
really put Law and Order as an application. I really got denied.
And seen.
Please don't cut this.
No,
This-
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
So
is
we gonna
liquid
let
gold.
Yeah. This is. It's all good though, man. That's
You can't buy this in the store.
yeah. This is me. But man, I just love giving back to the community. I really figured that out when I went to TSU. I was doing a post-bac program over there for like a year, and I really wanted to give back to the community. Like when I went to a black school, just going to a PWI, it was like, a shocker. But when I went to a black university, it was like, damn, it's really, I grew up in a household where we had, they taught us African history, African American history, and stuff like that. It's just going there and seeing it really hands on is just like, damn, our people really need to, need that. Not to say need, we don't need help, but I'm just saying I really want to be an activist or an active, person in our community and just do my thing. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be in biology or law or education. But yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to most definitely get in the community, and then that's how I fell in love with these guys. Most definitely because they have the same goals that they most definitely want to achieve with this. So
That same energy.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm. Yes, indeed. Yes,
But,
indeed.
Yeah.
Positive vibes.
Yeah. So I know, we want you guys to get to know us and know more about us. And I want to know more about Frank and everything that you have going on.
Who is that? Who?
I don't know what that is.
Franchise.
The Frank. Oh yeah. I know who. I know him. Hey, I'm trying to make sure you get it right. Man. Who's Frank? The photographer ain't here yet.
He not.
Yeah, I'm coming to tell later. And we're gonna be live sooner or later, and then we're gonna do YouTube and stuff like that too, so y'all can really feel us.
Stay tuned.
Yeah,
stay
wait
tuned.
on it.
Yeah, wait on it.
Okay, so Franchize.
Yes.
Tell us all about is it a comic? It's illustrated.
Yes, it's just
Kids'
actually
books.
just children's books. Yes.
Okay.
It's children's books. It's on all social media platforms at Melanin Origins. And what we do is we basically we started out and we wanted to write children's books on people that we thought were African American heroes that we wanted our children to be familiar with.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the ones that they talk about in school, like Martin Luther King and maybe Rosa Parks. You might get to Malcolm X, depending on what school you go to. But we wanted to speak more. Yeah, it just depends on what school.
Right.
Yeah. But we wanted to familiarize our children with individuals like Booker T. Washington and some of the great things that he did at the time that he did it. People like Ida B. Wells, George Washington Carver. You know what I mean? Marcus Garvey, Benjamin Banneker. Those are the individuals. Like we want those people, those individuals' names to be household with our children. So when it comes time for Black History Month and they're in school and you know, the teachers want them to write about Martin Luther King every single year.
Right.
Then they have some options and some other individuals that they become familiar with. And as they get older, they learn more research about it, because obviously these people did some things during the time that might not be children appropriate, some of the things they went through, but the kids becoming familiar with their names as they get older. They do more research and find out more about what this individual did as they progress as individuals themselves. So that's how we started writing our own books, and then other people started seeing us write books, and so they wanted us to actually publish their books. So again, we started out with nonfiction, specific individuals, but then as the other stories and manuscripts start coming in, it started becoming more fictional characters and just, you know, fun, like some STEM, some, you know, one of them is Note to Self for the Young Queens, just affirmations book.
That's nice.
You know
I need that.
Stuff like that. So that's what we do. So now we're a global publishing company.
Woo!
You know
and the
what I'm saying?
visuals are immaculate. It's not like
you like that?
So,
yeah. Well, we wanted to pay attention to, because you know, kids, they visual, so we want to make sure that the illustrations were quality, they were colorful, something that they really can relate
really
to.
Vibrant.
Yes, exactly. So that's why we have several illustrators, different illustrators that we deal with, just so we can have some variety, and because everybody kind of likes a different style. So that's just all those things that we considered when we were continuing to progress and bringing that to the people. So
awesome.
Thank you.
Man, I'm proud of you, man. Seriously, though.
Melanin Origins.
Yeah, that's really dope, man. Really, really dope. So, Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole.
Ashley with an I.
Ashley.
Yes.
With an I.
Yes.
Or E-I or I?
No, I. A-S-H-I.
So, all right, my nigga. So, what are your guilty pleasures?
My guilty pleasures.
Yeah. You stuck?
Man.
Dun,
yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
I mean, because I'm really trying to be careful with which one I say, but
I don't want to put out of the airways.
Yeah.
We having kids listening to this show? No. So
you may not want to let your children hear it.
Just
No.
mine.
I mean, you know what? I've never really just thought about a guilty pleasure, to be honest with you.
What about ice cream?
not too
Ice
much,
cream.
not too much. But
That's
I will.
yours, Mister. I never
Right.
got nothing but a
Right, no,
traffic
for
ticket.
real. One of my guilty pleasures. Shout out to my dad. He's the only one with my grandmother's recipe for her banana pudding. It's like,
shit.
I have to have
Can
one
everybody try
like
that?
once a month. Yeah.
Can we try that one
Yeah.
day?
That's what you
I'm
make?
being
No,
serious.
for real. My dad puts his heart into it.
I really
for
want
real.
to try that.
Do you make it too?
Yes.
So
Good to know.
I'm gonna hold you up to that.
So next
bro.
week we should
Yeah,
expect.
yeah.
We can have that.
Some banana
Mhm.
I'm really gonna remind you every day in the
No, for
group
real.
text.
I got you. For
Okay,
real.
cool. Okay.
For
If
real.
you need help with that, I mean, like as far as like, I will most definitely throw
Help
us.
with what?
No, we good.
Just give us.
All it is some pudding
Oh,
and wafers. We good.
All right, cool. I'm trying to make sure this
He
happens.
invited himself over just
Right.
now. Like,
Real quick.
you need me to come
No, I
help
got
you? Like,
y'all.
I'm a stir. No. Who
I'm
asked
really-
you
Get your
that?
wrist whipped.
No. Negative. No migo. No me
No.
gusta.
I got it.
None
I
of
got
that.
it.
Well, my question is for the lovely, absolutely Adia.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah. So, with your experience, 10 years in the game, what has been your most challenging obstacle, and what did you learn from that helped you progress going forward?
Wow, that's a great question.
Well,
Wow, that is a great question.
Very
that is
thoughtful.
a great question.
That is absolutely a great question.
Definitely from the beginning, being a female in a male-dominated environment, absolutely. From early, I had to set myself apart, because guys can do whatever and they're still going to be respected.
Yeah.
The minute you do anything sideways, it's going to be like, oh, she a groupie. Oh, she just here for,
Yeah.
whatever. So, I learned to be very direct.
Okay.
And, in meetings, especially with rappers and dealing with business people, and they see a female come in and they're like, yeah, love. No, that's my name is Dia.
Absolutely.
Right. Set that apart.
glad
So
you did
just
that.
being really direct with people, not letting them play with you. And, for a long time, I came off as like a bitch because people was like, oh, Dia, but I had to be hard because,
Right.
like I wanted to make sure people knew that I was about my business. I wanted to keep my name good and do good work and keep a good reputation.
For sure.
And do business with values and morals, and that was something that I strongly believed in.
Yeah.
Even when I had the models, and if we did video shoots and stuff, you know, they was never like butt naked, bent over, nothing.
Right.
You know, it means a lot to me, especially now that I have daughters. But even before that, just letting people know that, you know, whatever industry you want to work in, you're not restricted by being a female. You know, I've been in offices where the only females were receptionists,
Right.
and anybody that was in any type of position of power was definitely a male that had been there, regardless to how good or bad
Right.
they did the work.
Yeah.
So that definitely has been the biggest obstacle. But I think looking back now, I do have a lot of respect from a lot of rappers and a lot of artists and a lot of people, you know, professionals in the industry. People still call me. People call me for advice, insight, you know, help, connections. And that is, I think, the best advice I could give to anybody is just to be upfront and be solid in whatever it is that you're going to do. I mean, it was days, you know, when you travel with artists, it's been days where I'm in the studio with artists, nights, not sleeping, you know, things happen in the middle of the night. People get arrested, especially if you're doing PR.
Right.
That's your time.
Yeah.
So just being available, keeping your word, and also being able to take accountability and responsibility, not just when the shit is good, but when everything is fucked up.
Yeah.
And you got to step up and say, you know what? It's on me. Like, I could have did X, Y, Z better moving forward. I'm going to do this, and that, and suck it up and move on. You know, that's something that people respect more than anything. Yeah. And, you know, that's something that will follow you, that people know that not only are you going to work hard and get the job done, but you're going to cover all your bases. Exactly. And that, you know, that'll take you far.
Cool. Thank you for
Very
that.
dope.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So, Chris,
yes, ma'am.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes.
No.
What do you do in your free time? Like, not your all power to the people time. Because I know you do a lot of work in the community, but you know, like your time. Like, what are you? What you about?
To be honest, that's what I'm really all about. To totally be honest with you, man. I mean, I'm always talking to the kids that I mentor, so they always asking me questions, like mad questions, like girl questions, guy questions, like
what's a girl question?
Yeah.
So
they
asked me, like, you know, about me. It was like, I know you got girls because you got hair. They always say that, like, you know, I don't know why they always
don't care.
Yeah, I don't know
like
why
Sam.
they say that. I don't know why they say that. I don't know why they think that.
So you know why?
So they always be like,
grabs a cucumber lemon.
Now they always ask, like, man, how do you talk to women? How you talk to girls? What do you do when you ask like questions? Like, how do you keep the conversation going? Like, they be afraid to talk to girls.
And what is your answer?
I be honest with you. I tell them, look, man, tell the truth, be yourself. To be honest with you, because if the girl is not feeling you, man, no matter how much you like her, if she not feeling you, then it ain't gonna go nowhere. To be honest with you, man, I don't care what you do in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what you do. Like, you could do whatever however you want to try to get her. It ain't gonna work if she not feeling you. If she ain't feeling you,
right. That's great advice.
She not feeling you, then you lost, bro. I don't care what you do or whatever you do in life. So I always tell them, like, look, man, tell the truth, be yourself. She don't like you, man. Trust me, they got another girl out there for you, another woman. But I tell them, don't fall in love with the girl so quickly, because you're gonna see so many girls, you know, in this world, like, especially if you want to travel or do things in life, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I tell them. The second thing, don't fall in love. The third thing is just keep them as your friend, like, to be that friend, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know what be that friend for you, because you never know that it might come back. It'll come back to you, you know, if it don't work out, it'll come back. You know what I'm saying? If you like that girl, if that girl like you. So that's the three things I always tell them, to be honest with you.
And women are great friends.
Yeah.
They are.
Right,
especially if you sit there and you really don't talk, like, you know, like me, like my girl, she'll talk my head off, but I'm just sitting there listening, you know. I'm
gotta be able to listen.
Yeah, I'm listening. I give my remarks back and forward and stuff like that, but I don't, you know, bombard her with my talk or whatever. I'm really, you know, I really don't do that, but Other than that, man, I'm just spending time, talking to my nephew, man, talking to my brothers and stuff like that. But most of the time I'm always, doing stuff with the kids, man. That's it, really. Reading and stuff like that, watching movies. I'm a big movie head. Me and my girl, really, we just, kick it, cook, hang out, stuff like that. That's it, really. But like,
okay, so basically you're like all those little black couple memes.
Right.
Yeah.
All of them.
Goals.
Couple goals.
She busy,
Relationship
you know what I'm
goals.
saying? She busy, I'm busy. So it's like every time we get the opportunity to like kick it, that's what we do. We cook, we clean the apartment, we go chill at the park, we go out, we go ride. Yeah. The latest thing we did, we rode these the little 2-seater planes.
Oh,
That shit
cool.
was scary.
You was
Here in Dallas?
Yes, I'll tell y'all where it's at. It's
All
good.
right.
Okay.
They got like a bunch of them that do that. They really make money from this. People really propose while they're in the air.
But you
Yeah.
didn't propose though.
No, I
Nah.
didn't. No. Not yet, but
All right. Well, more
Yeah.
good stuff
Yeah,
coming
to
up
come.
after the break. You are tuned into the Quad. And we're back. We are back. You
Yo.
are tuned in. You're still tuned in to the Quad.
What's up? What's up?
Quad.
I'm absolutely Adia.
I'm girl Ashli Nicole.
Franchize. I'm still in the building.
Yeah.
Chris, aka Pitre, I guess. I don't know. I don't
AKA never had us.
We're going
never
to figure
got
out
in
what we're going
trouble
to call
Yeah, we
him by the
gonna-
second show.
We gonna
No, I
figure
got in
it out.
trouble.
Mr. Clean.
Yeah, I never got in trouble before for guys.
So we're gonna go into a little bit of sports. We right now it's March. You know what I mean? It's March Madness going on, and right now we're in the Elite Eight already. We got a lot of Cinderella teams. So right now we got Michigan and Florida State playing. Then we got Loyola versus K-State playing. Villanova, that's the squad I got, versus Texas Tech. And then we got Kansas versus Duke. So it should be an interesting battle going down to the Final Four, y'all. Yeah. Y'all been watching it?
I caught pieces of the game.
Just
at
a
the
little bit. I
barbershop.
know my son likes them, so
Okay.
every now and again we turn that button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's
me-
into basketball, 8 years old, so it's his thing
Okay.
now. Soccer and basketball.
Yeah.
He did football for a minute, but he's like, "Ma, you know what? Not my thing." So I said, "All right, kid,
Why
we'll
you
go
say
ahead."
It's good that he
football
know
wasn't
that so
the thing,
early.
Hey, he wanted to try every sport, so that's what I let him do. But he, off the jump, he like canceled baseball. Like
Not
he
his
not
thing.
messing with it at all. But soccer and basketball is what it is.
Yeah, my
Oh,
daughter
he
plays
gonna
soccer.
be a
That's
beast.
the new thing
Yeah.
for the kids.
He just got a new ball today.
Yeah,
Nice.
when I get a son, I'm gonna make him play soccer first so he can get that footwork.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I-
footwork.
is
Ooh.
crazy.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
that
did.
win
Yeah.
too.
And that
That
speed,
stamina,
what?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I did as a little
Mhm.
kid. That's why I was kind of okay in football, I guess.
Yeah.
They helped me with my feet work. So
It's
yeah.
important.
Yeah. But nah, man, I ain't really I've been doing this Kaepernick thing, so I've been boycotting all the sports.
That
All
was football
sports.
though, not.
Yeah.
Nah,
said
man,
all
I
all
boycotted
the-
and I love. Hold on, let me.
She
Love
just her mic real quick.
My Lambo leap in this bitch. Ooh, I love the Green Bay Packers. It's been my team since '95, so it hurt my heart to, But when I think about why we boycotting, it's
Yeah.
like fuck football.
Right.
so
yeah. It's me
yeah.
too. Saying, and the thing about me is I'm a Patriots fan. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Rhode Island,
you
so
serious?
yeah, man. I'm down with the Evil
Wow.
Empire, man.
Wait.
Since I was a
You
kid.
really- you
man.
Back
stay-
up. You grew up where?
Rhode Island.
How many
Rhode
was you?
Island.
It was like
Rhode
how many
Island.
black people?
Now
Three?
see,
Your
now
family?
see.
Right? And your auntie now?
And you,
Listen, man. There's some black
What's the
folks
potato
on the
salad
south
like in
side.
Rhode
Okay.
Island?
How
man,
the
I'm
barbecue
telling you,
is?
I'm telling. Nah, but it ain't a barbecue thing. You know, that's up north.
Yeah,
it's
they
more like,
seafood, right?
yeah, seafood
Yeah,
big.
okay.
yeah.
Because we right there, it's
Tell
an
me
ocean
something.
state.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out
Crabs,
to Rhode
right?
Island. You know what I mean?
Lobsters for the
Crabs, right?
low.
Crabs.
It's lobster, man.
Lobster.
Lobster.
Chowder.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
Steinfeld.
Chowder. He said
I gotta go a little bit south.
chowder.
'Cause when I visited in Virginia, man,
Yeah.
it was about the crab. It was about the crabs out there in Virginia.
Yeah, it was. You got to go up because
a
it's
little
up there.
further,
You know,
yeah.
Okay.
Massachusetts,
All right, cool.
Connecticut, Rhode Island.
We're gonna show them
you
a
know.
map after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
We're
the
gonna get
it's
that
the
down.
biggest little state in the
Don't worry
union.
about it.
Yeah. But so being a Patriots fan, you know what I'm saying? We always up in the bowl. So this year I was like, you know what, man? I'm just saying. I ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Because I mean it's bigger than just me being a fan and watching the game because
Right.
even though I think the Patriots do some things that could be they have a lot of little foundations and stuff like that. But still it's just the fact the NFL itself was not getting my viewership this year. So I just chose not to.
No.
And the thing is too, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
but-
you go. You're not.
But what I enjoyed about not watching it is because before the football season, I was real productive on Sundays. I did a lot. You know, so, and I noticed that football season, I don't do nothing but watch football.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I'm just
Post it.
gonna keep it going. I'm just gonna keep it going. I'm gonna continue to be productive. I ain't gotta watch football, and I was real productive. I got a lot of great work done on Sunday this year.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. That's amazing. I'm
We
glad
did
you
too,
did.
actually.
Well, I'm from the home team. Shout out to them Cowboys.
Man, get out of here with that.
Man, throw her out.
Says the
field.
Saints fan.
It's all about the stars.
Oh my God.
Yeah, gotta throw that up.
Yeah, I'm a Saints fan, man. But I ain't been watching no sports, man. I said fuck it, fuck all y'all. To be honest with you, man. I mean, they all intermingle and all intertwine with one another, man. I mean,
and it's big business.
It's
Right.
big business.
But the NFL though,
circle.
the NFL had a down year this year. Though.
Right.
They really did.
Absolutely.
Viewership, they had a down year, which was great to know.
Right.
Because it shows that we do, you know what I'm saying, we have an impact on that.
Yeah, we're making
I'm-
a difference.
For different reasons. But
Right.
I'm radical when it come to behind stuff like that, man. I mean, if like anything happen to y'all, I'd be radical. I mean, if it's something like that, most definitely, man. That's how we gotta be. Like I really was like, man, no, it's not just boycott football, man. They did college football, send all our college players to the HBCUs.
Right.
The
That's
thing
what I'm
about
saying, like-
football though is especially now because my daughter that plays soccer, she's also a cheerleader,
Yeah.
and being at the practices, and they practice like 3-4 times a week in the game on Saturday, and she's
Right.
8.
Right.
So seeing the boys starting from that little and realizing how ingrained it is, because I know some guys that was like, I ain't boycotting shit, I ain't gonna change shit, but it's so ingrained because that's psychologically,
Right,
this has
it's
been
built
your
in.
pastime
Yeah.
for the majority of your life.
Exactly.
Like your passion, your everything. You played, that was your focus in high school and college. If you played college ball, so even as an adult, it's like almost second nature to them. So to not watch football is like taking a piece of them, literally,
Right.
And I can understand that, but seeing a video of, another video and another video and another video and another article of,
We don't get justice. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
and
that's
innocent
changing.
black people being, killed at
Right.
the hand of police, not getting. And then you see school shooter after school shooter after school shooter being taken safely into custody
And it's-
and
and that
giving
there,
food and shit.
They're
Burger King.
getting
man,
younger and younger when it comes
I
to
don't
that.
want to say
to
my
me.
piece on that either because I don't want nobody come and attack us. But
That's
them
a whole
niggas-
nother
yeah,
episode.
that's a whole
Yeah,
nother episode.
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, they setting that shit up. To be honest, they setting that shit up.
Well, let's not dive off into the conspiracy theory pool
Not just yet.
today.
Not just yet.
Nah, we'll take a dive at another time.
Not go too deep on that side.
I'm sure we have a lot of thoughts about that.
Yeah,
and
most definitely.
that'll be brought back
No
up.
question.
Yeah,
So-
definitely.
My question is to Frank.
Oh, hey.
The franchise.
Yeah,
Franchise.
really. I was about to say, who's Frank, man?
Frank. Oh, the franchise. Get it
right.
My bad.
First episode.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it seriously. I gotta stop
It's all
playing.
good.
If you had to go anywhere around the world, where would you go? When? Why? Like anywhere.
Anywhere in
If
the
you had to
world.
go to Africa, I mean, if you had to live there, moved out of the United States.
Now, see, that'd be easy, though, because my family's from Liberia. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So, and I got
Whoop,
land.
whoop.
I got land there, so I would go there, and I also got land in Ghana. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
shit, I need to get like you, nigga.
My mama
Right.
always joke about
Just
me.
let me
joke
come
with me,
visit.
like,
Yeah,
if all else
come
fails, you
visit,
can
man.
go and get your land and your goats.
Okay,
Telling
for
you,
real.
It's real.
When you
It's
got
real.
family in the motherland, it's like, if this
What
shit,
up?
Trump keep tripping.
You keep
Okay.
tripping, I'm out this
That's where we going.
That's where I get the
Franchise. Just know we all coming.
Come on, we can do it. We can do it.
Yeah, we gotta find something to
Yeah.
do out there. We gotta
Say.
find
So
something
you can
to do.
find, trust me, you can. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of, right now, there's actually a lot of businesses out there, man. A lot of China, a lot of Asian influence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of Indians out there too. So, I mean, it's obviously naturally a wealthy place. And
Oh, yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like in the past,
Being
it's being
exploited.
exploited.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, I've always been fascinated by like the pyramids and the Sphinx and all that. So I would have to go to Egypt, man. If I
Yeah.
could like go anywhere right
Head
now
of a-
today,
head of a
Right.
man,
I'm
beast of a
going
body,
to Egypt.
right?
I'm going to Egypt, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to Egypt
Most
just to
definitely.
stand
Gotta
on a pyramid.
Right.
Yeah,
I hope you can get up there.
telling you, I probably can't from what I seen, but
Nah, I don't even seen that YouTube video where that white boy got up there.
Yeah, but that's a long ways, is what I'm saying.
Shit.
I'm gonna get winded,
get a helicopter to go up
lightheaded.
there. Yeah,
Get winded, get landed up
Yeah,
there.
I'll try to do that. Like I pay for a helicopter to go up there. So I ain't
drop
trying
me
to walk
off
up
at the
there.
tip.
Yeah, just drop me off.
So Ashley, I know that you do PR, right? Well, what else do you do?
Well, I've actually just been trying to, just like Chris said earlier, like finding your way, finding your niche, because I've had an opportunity to do different things. It's just like now, like actually minimizing what I really want to focus on. Overall, I am a creative by heart. Me designing, that's one thing that I will soon get back into. I'm actually learning how to sew now. Shout out to my grandmother, rest in peace to her. So she left me her sewing machine months before she passed. She actually signed it. And like one thing about that, all my life, I never knew what this little box was, like walking into her room on the floor. It was just always there until she got sick. And I'm like, Granny, what is this thing? She was like, it's a sewing machine. I was like, you for real? She's like, yeah. She actually signed it for me and everything a couple months before she left us. But that's really my thing of drawing, artistry. That's where my son gets it from. So I'm really passionate about that. And then overall, just my whole thing, I love to see people succeed. A lot of times, I find myself bagging a lot of different people, helping them launch their avenues, and then I'm like, damn, well, shit, you gotta go back to the drawing board now. Now, what you gonna do? Because you done pour it out. Right. So my thing now, the reason why I want to mentor young girls is just reminding them that you have to continue, seek those people that'll be able to pour into yourself, so that you can constantly be filled and your well won't run dry. I always encourage everyone that I'm around, to really find out what your potential is, and that's the purpose of my nonprofit, DKoPP. Different kind of purposeful potential, because everybody has a different drive, a different lane in life. And I don't want to get, confused on what my purpose is. Like, I actually want to just go full-fledged and finding, like, what are you supposed to do? And I am supposed to be the leader of this young generation, a young nation, and just giving them a different light. You want to talk to your mom? Come to me, setting that standard, but still having, a level of respect to know, yeah, I'll be your friend, we'll be cool, but at the end of the day, I'm someone that you're supposed to look up to if your heart is led to do so. One thing about me, I don't force anybody to do anything. My personality alone, you're going to draw to me. If you're not, hey, it's something else. There's a void there that it's not up to me to figure out what it is. Overall, I'm a real true individual. I'm very loyal to the people that I come across. I really believe in, loyalty, having long lasting relationships that'll grow. I don't believe in being stagnant. So, yeah.
What do you think is one of the biggest problems that young girls are facing? And I guess I would specifically say girls of color, like teenage girls.
You know what? Being themselves. A lot of times I've gotten, calls from girls that are 13 to 16 because I give them my number. Hey, call me. And it's always, hey, well, so-and-so this and so-and-so is doing that. And I'm like, hey, well, what are you doing? What do you want to be? Do you look at yourself in the mirror every day? What do you tell yourself? Write some sticky notes on the mirror. Put this, I am beautiful. I am light. One of my favorite artists is India Arie.
I went to school with her.
Wow.
Shout out to India.
Yes.
She wrote a song about me.
She started out at SCAD.
I love her.
Shout out to SCAD. She was a jewelry design major.
Yeah.
And that's actually where she learns to play the guitar. Not to give y'all her
background. But hey, I mean, that's awesome though, because and you know what? I got her on my playlist. I even got my son listening to her, and it's funny. We got him an acoustic guitar as well, so he's learning how to play too and read music. That was another passion. I played the alto saxophone growing up in school, so saxophone. That's a little bit. I was the only girl in the band playing the alto saxophone. So shout out to Mr. Don, my 6th grade band director.
Where you at?
So would you pull that out like on a date? Like what?
Like,
I
would.
With Frank, like I'm trying to see
you know what? I actually I passed down my saxophone to a younger cousin, but I did say that I'm going to get back into it because Braylon is has that musical sense now with the guitar. I'm like, like, it'd be cool, to get in there and play with them or whatnot. So
and you better go to Groupon and get some cheap saxophones.
Yeah,
Groupon
but
got some cheap
for real.
shit, for real.
But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing right now is just young women just actually being comfortable with themselves, being comfortable with the texture of their hair, not, the skin complexion, understanding that, it's different shades, baby. We come a long way.
Right. And it's all love.
It's all love. Yeah.
Dope. Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
And it sounds like if you can't tell, we have a very well-rounded group here at the,
right,
at the quad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Very well-rounded.
Yes.
So we got Ashli Nicole with the young ladies and doing what she do. So Christopher,
Yes, sir.
question.
Yes,
so
sir.
where did your passion come from because talk to a little bit about the My Brother's Keeper initiative. But where did your passion come from to work with the young men?
Man, I mean, just growing up in a household full of men, my older brothers, my dad, my uncles, man, they took me in and took me under their wing, and my people always, it wasn't just my dad raising me, it wasn't just, I had multiple father figures. So that kind of like stuck with me as far as like growing up, in New Orleans. I would, help out even when I was in school, high school, and Jay could tell you once he come in. He was my big brother, actually. That's how I kind of know Jay. So he was my big brother at high school. He used to tell, he wasn't, the type of guys at school that used to torment me. He did a little bit, but it would,
it wouldn't be love if he did.
Yeah. So he was like one of my big brothers at school too, and it just stuck with me, man, ever since I was little, man, and just helping out kids and just to see them succeed, man, just to see our people, do better, just to succeed, to grow up and do the same thing that I did for them, pass it on to, to somebody that they can, carry under their wing one day. So that's really my passion for that. That's one of my passions. That's really my main passion. So it kind of grew up in my household, just my uncle taking me in. My uncle was my father figure. My older brother was my father. My other brother was my father figure. My younger brother, he's a father figure to me, as he my younger brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we were all leaders, you know what I'm saying? Like we all sat at the round table. My mom and my dad made a decision. They made a decision, to behind closed doors, but they put us together like, look, this is what we doing. Y'all agree with this? This is how you make, family decisions. They put us around that round table
Family
with them.
That's good. The structure.
The structure. So that's what we had, and my brothers brought that to their sons, and my sister brought that to his son. That's my brother does that with his, mentoring thing he has in Atlanta too. So he does that on the side too. It's just as a household, we do that. My nephew does that with his son too. So, so it's just a thing that we grew up on, man. It really instilled in us, and I really want to carry that out, really just to, get that going, with our generation. Anywhere I go, that's how I've been when I was in Houston, when I was in New Orleans, when I'm here in Dallas now. So it's just, that's what I do.
And that's
awesome. Secondhand nature.
Yeah, that's awesome because I'm sure a lot of the young people you deal with didn't grow up in that kind of environment.
Yeah, I do take in a lot of I do take in a lot, and I organize the meetings like for them, like every high school I go to and stuff like that, and every elementary or middle school that I go to, and I got them kind of like, it's kind of like a fraternity set up kind of thing, like where we have like we stand them in line, get structure, get order, get discipline and stuff like that. So,
Okay. Good to know.
All right. We want everybody to make sure you check out the YouTube channel.
Yes.
All of our videos will be on there from each episode. Also, the Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram, Quad Podcast, Facebook, and the website is coming soon. You guys let them know where they can find you online.
Well, I'll start with me, Nicole here. You can find me on Facebook at Nicole A. King. You can find me on Instagram as Speak Volumes, as Speak, SPEAK, Volume, for short, VO._Nicole.
All right, you can catch me on Instagram or all social media sites at Melanin Origins, and my personal IG is BLK_GHST75.
Oh, I thought it was sexual black chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
Drop.
Thank you. That was a compliment.
Yeah.
Nah, man, mine's simple, man. Christopher C. Pitre, Facebook, Instagram, Pitre13, Twitter is Sir. I forgot my Twitter name. What is my? Yeah, I know, right? I'm tripping.
I need you to bring all your resources,
everything, and make sure y'all spell that Pitre right. It's Pitre.
Yeah,
yes.
Peter, Igloo, Thomas, Rebecca.
Okay, customer service representative.
I had to go Bravo on them. Yeah, 1-3 on the Instagram. Hey, what is my Twitter name? It's Sir something.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, as long as we got y'all IG and Facebook.
I'm absolutely Adia, and that is absolutely everywhere.
Everywhere.
On Instagram, I'm absolutely Adia _, and on Facebook, I'm absolutely Adia. Thank you guys for so much for tuning into the Quad, our first episode.
Yes.
And we got lots of good stuff coming.
Lots of good stuff. You guys stay tuned.
Whole lot.
Be blessed. Make sure you stay tuned once again.
Yes.
This is the Quad.
The Quad. We out.
Quad Podcast.
Quad Podcast. Quad Podcast.
The Q.